What is your American dream?
My American dreams at this moment, living the blissful aspect of knowing that I could be free of my detachments. If I could detach anything that is creating pain, and that this country has allowed me to become the best version of me, I think that is called the American dream for me.
The American dream too is about realization. The most important thing in my life is to find my home. I'm so grateful to be living in America, and it's such an experience for me. To connect with my soul is the way that I'm living my American dream.
Living the American dream in the wildest dream. Who would I ever thought that I was going to live in New York City, having these amazing choices and possibilities? America has been the best gift I ever had, because it has allowed me to become the best version of who I am.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! I love these pine cone twigs. I love them. I brought them back from Cape Cod. They really spruce up the office. Oh, Brad's gonna love this. Oh, hello everybody! I hope you're having a great Friday! I was just here decorating the office a little bit. Did you miss yesterday's episode of Bradshaw Live? Well, if you did, Shane was on speaking with Brad about how happy he was with Spar and Bernstein's service. He told a dramatic story of how after 30 years in the United States, with the help of Spar and Bernstein, he just received his green card. Congratulations, Shane! So I'm very excited for this weekend. It's a holiday weekend. It's Labor Day. And for Labor Day, I would like to salute all the workers out there. Whether you're a chef, ding ding, order is ready, pick up. Or whether you're a doctor, can somebody please get me my stethoscope? Whether you're a firefighter, I need the hose, please. Or you're an officer of the peace. Hey, you two, I see you spatting over there. Knock it off. Whether you're a postal worker. Oh my God, that dog is loose. Oh, a caregiver. Oh, baby, come over here. I'll take care of you. I'll burp you. Whatever it is you do out there working so hard, happy Labor Day. Whatever you do, the Bradshaw Live team salutes you. Have a wonderful Labor Day weekend and stay safe. What's on today's show? You'll just have to watch and see. Enjoy. See you soon.
All right, welcome everybody. My name is Brad Bernstein. I'm on location outside of the office via Skype. It is Friday, August 31st. It is the last weekend before the end of the summer. Not the official last weekend before the end of the summer, because that happens when the fall solstice comes, or whatever they call it. The summer solstice ends, the fall solstice starts, and that's sometime in September. But in the United States of America, this Labor Day weekend, which is the first Monday of September, is the unofficial end of the summer. We are sad to see it go by. We are sad to say goodbye to the summer. I hope everybody enjoys themselves this weekend. But of course, that just opens up the door for bigger and greater things for everybody in the fall. So we close one door of the summer. We open up the next door in the fall. I don't know why I'm so philosophical today, but apparently I am. And so I am on location, but I have Belgium Kim in the studios. Belgium Kim, how are you?
Hello. I'm doing well. I miss you, Brad.
What? Yeah, is it weird being in the studio all by yourself?
It's very odd. It's like I'm talking to myself. Thank God you're there. It's like, okay.
You are basically talking to yourself. You're in a room by yourself, talking to yourself. Right, and there's other people watching you in other rooms, but in your particular room, you're by yourself.
Yeah, they definitely count. Like, they're the most important squad out there. However, given that they're not in this room, yeah, I'm getting used to it, Brad.
All right, so we got to say hello to the squad.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Tamika Wellington. Is that Tamika Nelson, right?
That is Tamika Nelson.
Is that our own Tamika Nelson?
Ooh.
Carrie Ann Wallace watching on YouTube. How you doing? Carlos Estrella, all the way down from the DR. Carol Anderson, also known as the Tiger, watching on YouTube. Alan Allen. Anna Tomarevsky, in Brazil saying hello. Kool-Aid, who he has more questions than anybody. He must walk around wherever he lives. I don't know where Kool-Aid lives, but wherever Kool-Aid lives, he must walk around and collect questions from everybody on the street and say, "Don't worry, I'm going to get you answers by 5:30 today." So Kool-Aid is there. How you doing? He's our buddy as well.
Yep.
And Terry and Carby, Alan Allen, all saying hello on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. We are also live on Facebook. And I would be remiss not to say hello to Smiley Smith, Malia Lobin Martin, Christy Kinsali, Tamika Nelson. She's doing it. I mean, this is not Hump Day Wednesday, but she's doing it on both ends. She's watching YouTube and Facebook. Andreen Spence, Jan Watson, Lisa Montauk. Who else is in our Reginald Amata, Lisa Bling-Rose, Barbara Lord, Jella Shauna. I guess we've decided it's Jella, not Gella. Jella Shauna.
Jella said that you look fresh, Brad.
I am looking fresh.
You do look fresh.
I had a full day out of the office today, so thank you very much. And Anna Tomarevsky also watching on both feeds, on Facebook at Brad Show Live and YouTube. Lisa Montauk, Cardella Douglas. Who else did we? Asset Lindo popping in there. And who else? Abigail Taylor Watson. Abigail Taylor Watson says hello to more people than anybody else, generally. She's always saying hello to everybody. Jella Shauna, today is the last show until September 10th, squad, so let's enjoy it to the fullest. That is correct.
And Tamika Nelson just had some heartbreaking news. She said, "Attention, everyone. Our beloved Jeff has informed me that he's going to take a break. He won't be here today."
What?
I know.
What?
I don't.
WTF, Posey?
Yeah. Listen, I think that for him, it's like you're not in studio, he's not in studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's taking a vacation already. Yeah. He gets a whole vacation next week from us.
That's true.
Dionne Watson and who else? Carrie Ann Wallace Glenn. How are you?
Yes, Queen.
And what?
Yes, Queen, I said. Because she used to be Carrie Ann Wallace.
McNabb saying hello. Andrea J.M. Pert. It's a very fancy name, Andrea J.M. Pert.
It's very anything fancy. With letters makes a name sound fancy.
Yeah, it's like J.P. Morgan, J.W. Marriott.
Yeah.
It's all very fancy when you have that.
Bradford H. Bernstein, always very fancy.
Bradford H. Bernstein, also very fancy. Olusegun Sheste Famisa says, "Nice job, Brad crew. Love you guys." Ali Boo Harris Morgan popping in there. Tonette Sobles Robinson, Jermaine Williams. We have a lot of people popping in today.
Yes, we do.
Who else? Everybody's making comments today. Joy Palmer, Charlene Crooks. I said Tanisha McNabb. Donna Roden, I did not say. Mm-hmm. I see her as well. And everybody else who I missed, I apologize. Going back to YouTube quickly. Velma Gale popping in on YouTube. Lessa Melville. Jojo Muniz says he has some questions. We're going to give you some answers very soon. Who else? Nadia. I said Nadia Yerk. Velma Gale popping in there. And I said Jojo Muniz. I'm repeating myself now, but maybe I'm already on vacation. I'm a little.
Oh, are you feeling loose, Brad?
Who wants a hello? Kamisha, I didn't say hello to.
Kamisha Thelwell.
Kamisha Thelwell?
Yeah, she said these past days, Brad, stop saying my name. She did say that.
She wants me to stop. I did not say her name, or I did say her name?
She said you haven't been saying her name for the last few days.
I apologize. But Jill also Jill also know that when you talk to me, it mutes out Kim so I don't hear her. So Kamisha Thelwell.
And Coco Al has her feelings hurt.
Oh my God! You know what? If I don't say hello to everybody, can we stop the show for a second?
Yeah.
All right. Because can we stop the show for a second and just tell Kamisha Thelwell how much she is loved and appreciated and respected by not only myself.
No.
Belgium Kim. Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias was just telling me off the air how much he loves all of the comments of Kamisha.
Yeah, they're all amazing. and
All things
perfect.
and comments.
Kamisha
So I
Thilwell
don't
as
want-
a person, fantastic.
Awesome.
We
I
love her.
don't want to ever. And Coco, who else did we forget?
Coco Al, my God. The only one that
Coco Al?
could rival Kamisha Thilwell's amazingness would be Coco Al.
Oh my, a name like Coco Al, how could you forget? Right?
How could you? Oh, man. That we could never forget.
And
Kamisha.
now we're going to have to stop the show and tell everybody how much we love them all over again. This is going to be a 2-hour love fest here, I think, Kim, tonight.
I think that's what we're going to have to do. I think that's exactly what we're going to have to do.
So, any other complaints from anybody else today, or that's about it? All right, Kamisha Thilwell is smiling.
She said, apology accepted, boss.
All right, thank you very much. Jeff, and Tamika says that Jeff was saying something about his comments on the show. He hopes he doesn't offend anybody.
He doesn't offend
Jeff doesn't
anyone.
offend anybody. Jeff is loved by the show.
Jeff is loved by the show. We love him so much. We pick on him. We love on him. We shout him out.
He should not be worried.
He should
Okay.
not be worried. He has
Right.
called me a couple times and been like, Kim, I hope this wasn't bad. It's like, oh no, you were teasing us, we were teasing you. All good.
I think Jeff, I don't know, but maybe there's other members of the Brad squad who are married middle-aged white men. Maybe not. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He could be the only one. So I think he sometimes he says, "Oh, I just got to make sure that politically correct."
That
here,"
he's
I
right,
guess,
that
maybe.
he's keeping it all above board.
Yeah,
No.
I think he's good. I think he's good.
I think we're fine.
All right. So with that being said, we've said hello to everybody. Belgium Kim, yesterday we gave away Dunkin' Donuts,
We did.
Starbucks,
Yes,
McDonald's,
we did.
$8 gift certificates. So basically coffee and a donut, a coffee and breakfast on everybody who helped share to get us over 800 shares. How many shares was it in total yesterday on Facebook?
I think we ended up getting like 865 shares, Brad.
865
crazy.
shares on Facebook.
It was crazy.
And we had a simultaneous viewing on YouTube of almost 60 people for about 30 minutes. So what I said was, for those who missed it yesterday, I'm going to write down a gift. There's going to be a circle of trust between me and the Brad squad. You just got to trust me that you're going to get something decent and good. And I think everybody was happy.
I think they were.
How much did this whole? No, because I haven't spoken to you all day because I have been already. I started my vacation today, but I said I'm going to do the show anyway.
Right.
From my vacation.
Yeah.
But so I have not spoken to you all day, although you have texted me multiple times. I ignored all of the
All of
text
them.
messages, all of them.
It's okay.
I said I'm on vacation. Leave me alone.
Fair.
And I don't know how many people actually won the $8. I mean, should I be sitting down when you tell me what this ends up costing me?
You know what, Brad? I have a complete confession to make. I don't
idea.
even know the exact number. It's somewhere in the 90s to like the low hundreds.
So basically,
Yeah.
the share game yesterday
Yeah.
cost me almost $1,000.
Yes. Yes, it did. This is what you chose. This was the thing that you chose.
No.
You wrote it down,
Before
Brad.
No. Before I did write it down.
Yeah.
But before we got on the air,
Yeah.
I recall you vividly saying
Yeah.
to give away $8 Dunkin' Donuts to everybody. How many are you going to give away? 30 or 40? It won't cost you that much. And now all of a sudden you're telling me I owe 100 people $8 in
See? This is why we need someone else in the studio, because this is pure and utter fake news. My character
That
is
is
being
not fake news.
besmirched.
Last time I ever listened to you, Belgium Kim.
Huh, can someone patch Coca yo-yo in or something? Because I need backup. That is pure character besmirchment, Brad.
Meanwhile, Tamika Nelson said she better be in those numbers. Tamika, I think everybody's in those numbers. I think people who weren't even watching the show yesterday are in those numbers.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we had a lot of viewers yesterday.
All of a sudden, all of Kim's family is getting Dunkin' Donuts. Your entire family was sharing yesterday, Kim?
You'll be happy to know that there are no Dunkin' Donuts in Belgium, so they would opt for Starbucks.
Okay. All right. So with that, congratulations to everybody. Whatever it costs me, I'm very happy to give everybody breakfast on me because you guys are what support and make this show happen. Without Brad Squad, there is no show. So I'm happy to do what we can do here on Brad Show Live for the entire squad to show our appreciation. I am not changing my mind to Nisha McNabb. I am a man of my word.
That's
okay?
true.
So when I say I'm going to do it, I'm doing it.
You will
I'm
do
not
it.
changing my mind.
Oh, man.
Abigail Taylor Watson, we already know. You've made it very, very clear. Dunkin' Donuts multiple times already.
Abigail, at 7:31 p.m. yesterday, Abigail sent me a message at Belgium Kim. She's like, here's my address. I'll be taking Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes. She wants her coffee and Boston cream right away.
Immediately.
Yeah. And by the way, Willie Williams.
Yes.
Willie Williams won the $25 Amex card.
Yes.
And it was very funny because he was the one who was going to go to China to teach sex ed. And he was like, we were going to send him to China to teach sex ed over there. And here he is, and he won the Amex card.
Yeah. I know, right? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
All right. So any event, we got to get into a little schmooze. We got to be answering immigration questions. We have a big show ahead of us here, Belgium Kim. I'm not sure if you're aware of what a great show we have prepared for everybody.
What's going
today.
on? I have no idea.
Well, we have a great show. Okay.
Okay.
And
I'm ready.
You'll see, you're part of this show, Belgium Kim. We have a role for you here. You'll see as it goes along. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Yes. Yes. You have a role here, Belgium Kim.
I have a role, y'all. I keep looking around. There's no one here.
Somebody asked me today. I was with a whole group of people.
Yeah.
Some friends, and some of them watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
And one says they don't believe you are from Belgium because they say there's no way, you don't have an accent. You seem completely American. And they want to see like some sort of birth certificate or something. And then I said, you know what? I have to tell you the truth. I have never seen anything to say that she's from Belgium. Nobody. I just taking her word on it that's what she tells me. But quite frankly, who knows? Maybe she's not from Belgium. I have no idea. Have we seen anything in our office to suggest anything that you are actually from Belgium?
Wait, how many people are just displaying their nationalities, just like proof of nationality at their desks? That's not a thing people do.
Well, I want to know what I did, all right? I went to 23andMe, I spit in the tube, and they came back and they told me I'm 99.9% Jewish, okay? And I showed it to everybody.
You
so,
did? Listen, I'm not going to do 23andMe. I'm not.
And to a person, everyone said, Brad, you have wasted lots of money in your life. But that is the biggest waste of money ever. Everybody knows, okay? You're Jewish across your face. Come on.
Jilly Bean just reminded me that I have brought proof. I brought back Belgian chocolate when I went home.
By the way, there's a trend on social media right now. #BringBackJeff. It's starting to trend. #BringBackJeff.
I love it. I also love Velma, who said, Kimmy Kim, don't show him your birth certificate. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
Meanwhile, Kim, I do have to say happy birthday to all our viewers and in Trinidad and Tobago,
yes,
as well as all of our Brad squad who originates from Trinidad and Tobago. Today, August 31st, is Trinidad and Tobago's Independence Day. It's for those who don't know about Trinidad and Tobago. It is a small island in the Caribbean. I have never personally been there. It's one of the few islands in the Caribbean I've never gone to. Now I know I have a full tour planned for me. Denisha probably has a full. She's down in Trinidad. Is that correct, Belgium Kim? I believe?
Denisha is absolutely down in Trinidad.
Yes. So happy birthday to Denisha's country, as well as everyone who originates or has family in Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago proclaimed its independence from Great Britain. Belgium Kim, do you know any of this?
I have no idea.
1962, it's two islands that lie just south of Grenada. It was discovered by Christopher Columbus. Trinidad was discovered by Christopher Columbus in 1498. It was declared a Spanish colony, remained under Spanish rule until 1797, when it was captured by the United Kingdom. Tobago was colonized by the Dutch in the 16th century. In 1802, the United Kingdom and the French Republic signed the Treaty of Amiens, if I am saying it right, and the islands were officially ceded to Britain, but then Britain gave it to independence. Nope, I got it wrong. In 1925, the first elections were held. In 1958, the United Kingdom established the Federation of the West Indies. The Federation collapsed on May 31st, 1962, and 3 months later, Trinidad said, "We're independent. Goodbye, UK."
Wow.
And there they are, 56 years later. So congratulations and happy Independence Day to all of Trinidad and all of Trinidadians in the diaspora. Happy Independence Day to all of you. Jewel Prince, by the way, says, I need to go to Guyana. I've not been to Guyana.
So do you know what I think this means, Brad?
By the way, Chantel, Talia, St. Clair, I have been to St. Lucia.
Yeah.
I have been to St. Lucia. I've been to Jamaica multiple times. I've been to St. Martin.
I've been there.
I've been to DR, Carlos.
I've been there.
I've been to Barbados. I've been to St. Lucia.
Wow, you've like gone on a full Caribbean tour.
Yes.
You should be our tour guide when we have a Brad show live.
But I've never been to Trinidad.
Gotta go.
I gotta go to the TT.
We have to go to we have to do a Brad Show Live Caribbean tour, and you can be our tour guide.
Wow, wouldn't that be amazing?
Wouldn't it though?
Jill, are you listening to this?
Caribbean tour.
All right, Jill, are you listening to this Caribbean tour, Brad Show Live?
Yes.
We go on the road around the world.
Yes.
In our own plane that says Brad Show Live on it.
Brilliant. That's brilliant, Brad.
We will make the guys who do the Muta Ali can drive the plane.
Pilot, yes.
Right?
Pilot
Correct.
Muta Ali, absolutely. He's up to the challenge.
Muta Ali, I think he can figure. If he figured out the TriCaster in 48 hours, he can figure.
I was just about to say, he basically engineers everything here for us anyway. He'll figure it out, push the buttons, figure out what goes where.
What else is happening in the news? Did you see that in the National Enquirer? They said that there was a safe full of Donald Trump-related stories that they bought to try to protect him before the election.
Right.
And, consider this part 2 of that story because they tried to pay off Stormy Daniels.
Right.
But apparently Trump tried to buy back all the dirt from the National Enquirer. The New York Times reported yesterday that prior to the 2016 election, Trump and Michael Cohen cooked up a plan to buy all of the dirt from the National Enquirer, dating back to the 1980s. The plan was never realized. Instead, Cohen decided to pay Stormy Daniels and Playboy model Karen McDougal. And as a result of that, the entire presidency is coming down, hopefully within the next few months.
Oh, my God, I hope so.
But there is a question that lingers. What is the dirt that
what's in
the
the
National
safe?
Enquirer has on Trump? It's not known. Okay, nobody knows it's in the safe. Nobody knows. We don't know whether the prosecutor's Mueller has any dirt. Okay, we don't know if there's a PP tape that is in that safe.
Oh man, you think it's in that safe? My God.
I think the PP tape could be on the safe.
Do you,
I think, yeah.
Do you think
I
it's
really
like a
believe it.
real safe? Like, do you think it's?
Yes, and I think also Vladimir Putin has a safe, also with a copy of the PP tape. Now, people, according to anonymous sources from the National Enquirer, there is no PP tape in the safe there. Okay. I would like to hope there is, but according to anonymous source, there is no PP tape there. But most of the evidence in the National Enquirer safe revolves around Trump's marital woes and lawsuits, related stories, and about alleged affairs he had and cheating on his wife.
I need to be,
So.
I need things that are very illegal to be in that safe. Those are the stories
Yes.
that I really want in that safe. I don't care how much he
Exactly.
likes to get peed on. I want all of his illegalities to come out.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what
Yes.
happens. Also in the news today, Belgium Kim.
Yes.
Also in the news today, Belgium Kim.
What's that?
Is that Trump administration is accusing hundreds and possibly thousands of Hispanics along the Mexican-U.S. border of using fraudulent birth certificates since they were babies.
What?
And they are undertaking a widespread crackdown. In some cases, passport applicants with official U.S. birth certificates are being jailed in immigration detention centers now and being put in deportation, saying they have fraudulent birth certificates. They're really not U.S. citizens. In others, people are stuck in Mexico claiming they're U.S. citizens, and the United States is not recognizing their birth certificates or their U.S. passports. This is all based on suspicions the State Department had during the George Bush and Barack Obama administration when they denied passports to people who were delivered by midwives in Texas, Rio Grande Valley. That's right there on the border where the Rio Grande goes between Texas and Mexico. And in a series of federal cases in the 1990s, several birth attendants admitted to providing false documents. So now anybody who was born by a midwife in the Rio Grande area is now guilty by association.
Wow.
And the United States is now looking to take, instead of individually looking at each particular case, maybe many of them were born in the United States of America. We don't know. It was just a lot of suspicion, but now you're guilty by association.
Right.
So, I don't know what's going to happen with there. All I can tell you is that the denials are happening at a time when Trump has been lobbying for stricter federal voter identification rules, which would presumably affect the same people who are now being denied passports, all of them Hispanic and all of them living heavily in Democratic Texas.
Of course.
The Trump administration, wait a second, I'm getting a message here.
Are you?
Jill wants me to clarify something. She said I said something incorrect about Trinidad.
Okay.
I want to clarify something.
Trinidad
There
correction.
were people, indigenous people, living in Trinidad before Christopher Columbus actually arrived. And that is only when he arrived, when I said he discovered Trinidad, he discovered it as far as Europeans were concerned.
Right.
But he did not. There were people who were living there prior to that, just as he never discovered America. There were Indians living in America before Christopher Columbus even showed up.
You can't discover.
So I just wanted.
Right.
So you can't discover something that was already
It's
discovered.
inhabited. Right. Fair.
It was already inhabited. So my fault. Not always perfect. My apologies.
Solid correction,
those.
Brad.
It's a correction. It is a correction. Okay. All right. And I hope everybody's okay now.
Apologies to our Trinidadian audience. Because they'll come after us.
That's right. So let's see what else is happening in the news today. On Monday, remember we had Mercedes Gallego. She appeared on our show to discuss the violence that's been going on since April in Nicaragua. And I was like, oh my God, you're like crazy for going in and like you going into a war zone where there is basically, gunfire and violence, and all you're doing to protect yourself is have a camera and a newspaper credentials. So now in President Daniel Ortega's government, if you remember, cut off all the Social Security benefits to the elderly people,
right?
Because he's not getting any of the oil revenue anymore from Venezuela. They were going broke, Nicaragua.
Right.
So no more pension. Basically, if you were collecting Social Security in Nicaragua, you just don't get a check there anymore. So now the Nicaraguan people have protested these cuts. President Daniel Ortega's government cracked down hard, and with the help of police and armed pro-government forces, and paramilitary forces. Hundreds, if not thousands, of people have already been killed.
Yep.
And a majority of the country is calling for Ortega to step down.
Right.
So on Wednesday, the United Nations released a report. The reason I'm saying this is because we don't really talk. No one really talks about Nicaragua.
No.
And we just had Mercedes here,
Yeah.
and this report is basically confirming what Mercedes told us. So this is now the first report out of the United Nations. We beat the United Nations into reporting this. So on Wednesday, the United Nations released a report calling on Ortega's government to immediately halt the persecution of protesters and disarm the mass civilians who have been responsible for much of the killing and arbitrary detentions. However, Ortega's government dismissed the report as baseless, and they have now expelled the United Nations from Nicaragua. So the UN Security Council is going to be discussing this on September 5th.
Wow. That's unbelievable. Well, I'm glad it's at least getting talked about.
Yes. So let's see what else is happening here. Anything else? Bride who canceled her wedding. What happened here? Bride canceled her wedding. You know about that, Kim?
I do actually. I have heard this story.
Yeah. In an epic Facebook post, which has gone viral. I don't know how many people saw this on Facebook.
The whole post is a gem. It's long, but it's a gem. Yes.
Basically, she asked people to pay for her wedding in Aruba.
Right.
And she asked everyone who was attending her wedding in Aruba to give her $1,500 to pay for the wedding.
Right.
Because she wanted to live for one day like Kim Kardashian.
Literally Kim Kardashian.
And then apparently nobody wanted to come to her wedding. So she had sent a Facebook post out. She's the jilted bride who sent a Facebook post out to all of her friends and the people she invited. And it says, so our request for $1,500 from all our other guests was not out of the effing ordinary. Like, we made it clear if you couldn't contribute, you couldn't make it to our exclusive wedding. It's a once in an effing lifetime party. I mean, seriously, people, what is $1,000? What is $1,500? Clearly not a lot. It would be quite manageable and within budget. I've heard of people asking for worse. So this apparently has gone absolutely viral. She even tried to start a GoFundMe page, which didn't work out.
You don't
and
say.
Now, since all of this, her fiance has left her. So
Smart man.
So, and she is no longer friends with her bridesmaid, who she's calling the C word in this. Kim?
Yes.
What's with millennials? Please tell me. What's with you millennials?
I am going to defend my entire generation. This is not a generational thing. This is one really, really, really bad apple. She is crazy on behalf of all millennials. We do not claim her. We disown her. She is not invited to the barbecue. No. Absolutely not. No. She's not ours. We don't claim her.
Meanwhile, did you hear what they're doing in Russia now with manicures? Did you see that?
With manicures? No, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They are putting ants inside the nails. There it is. Let's see that picture again. Live ants inside the nails of women. It's the newest trend out of Moscow. At least, I don't know. I've never seen it in New York. So what happens is that the Moscow nail technician have posted a video on Instagram, and you can see they have long acrylics being applied to the fingers before another plastic layer is added to the bottom of the vessel, and the technician then grabs an ant for each nail using tweezers as they try to escape. And after some difficulty trying to insert the bug into the small opening, it's sealed shut with plastic, leaving the ants to circle around the small space. People say they're killing the ants. The response is, people are concerned about killing ants. Their response is, keep calm, we let the ants breathe.
Now,
and then the nail salon subsequently released a video showing the ants were all freed because people were up in arms over killing of the ants.
I am on your side that being worried about ant lives is not like ant lives don't matter. Of all the things that matter,
unless it's your mother's sister, that would matter. But short of that, it really wouldn't matter.
Exactly. Ants.
But at the same time, I mean, come on.
Still terrible. Oh, I would never get this manicure just because I don't care about ants.
When I saw this, all I could, like they make the thing on, the SMH. All I could do is SMH. I'm like, well, come on.
Wait,
shaking my head.
Tiny Daria literally just said they're not bad looking though. Girl,
you want ants on your fingernails?
Girl, you know we're tight. You know we're but girl.
Tiny wants ants. I wonder if anybody else.
No.
Wendy Brown says she couldn't look at it. We're going to look at it one more time, Wendy. Close your eyes.
One
more time, we're going to look at it. There it is.
No. Absolutely.
I think it's gross. You want to know why I think it's gross? Because I would get scared. I mean, if I was a woman, obviously a man wouldn't put those on.
Right.
But if I was a woman, I would get scared that in the middle of the night that the nail would crack and then I'd wake up and there'd be ants all over me.
Like on your face, right.
On my face or in my bed, right?
No, I don't like any of this. No, absolutely not. Again, as a millennial, I do not claim this. They are also not invited.
I'm thinking, what if I actually went on a date with a woman with ants on her nails?
Is it a deal breaker?
I think it would be a deal breaker. I wouldn't want her to touch my face.
Yeah, and that's fair. Like, how do you, first of all, those nails are super long. Now, I know people with super long nails, but yeah, I agree with Carol Anderson, the Tiger. That is, in fact, the most foolish thing I have ever heard. I agree. Yeah, no.
And ants aren't even pretty.
Right.
I mean, why is that even attractive?
I literally just got to chill up my spine. Like, it's not a cool thing to look at. They're like writhing because they're kind of in pain, obviously. Not that I care about how they feel, but it just looks kind of sadistic. No.
So,
no.
Let's see. Anything else exciting happening in the world?
Yes. Animal activists are going to... Jill was just like, animal activists care. And they do. And I'm all about it. I can't wrap my brain around insects. And I'm sorry, please don't hurt me, PETA. But I just can't...
I'm not sure about insect rights.
Right. It's terrible. Some insects are very viable to the ecosystem, but...
Lastly, before we get to our immigration questions here.
Yeah.
Southwest Airlines. I'm not sure if I can fly on Southwest Airlines anymore. Come September 17th.
Yeah, so that's kind of soon.
Southwest Airlines is going to allow people to be able to carry miniature horses on board Southwest flights as trained service animals. Officials have announced the policy change via a statement on its website on Tuesday. In the statement, officials named miniature horses, along with dogs and cats, as some of the most common service animals. Passengers will have to provide verbal assurance that this horse is a service animal. Can you imagine you go on a plane, 3 hours in coach, and there's an effing horse sitting next to you? Kim, are you kidding me? There's a horse there. You gotta be kidding me, Kim.
This is too far, y'all. Ponies,
You've gone way too far with miniature horses.
Your little pony.
The horse craps everywhere. The horse is going up and down the plane crapping.
There's a smell issue.
I am telling you something. I would be up in arms if I got on a plane and next to me is some woman or man with his service horse. Look at that. You gotta be kidding me.
It's just me and Lil Sebastian. Have you ever seen Parks and Rec? They love their mini horse.
Are you kidding me?
On Parks and Rec. I don't understand. And there were other crazy service animals. Like, I've seen pictures of people with like peacocks and ducks.
Yeah.
Those aren't emotionally supporting you. What is that? No.
I saw turkeys. I even saw a kangaroo as a service animal. I don't know if we have any of those pictures. Do we have a picture of it? Yep, there's the kangaroo as the service animal.
No, look how sad he looks in that chair. Oh, y'all. Too far.
Terrible.
Too
Terrible.
far.
All right.
That's a turkey. My God.
let's do something. We got to answer immigration questions. So let's do something we call with your immigration questions. Let's call with your immigration questions, Kim. What do we got?
We got some social media questions.
Have nobody on hold with immigration questions.
Not a single human being has called 1-800-529-5465 to get answers to their immigration questions.
Okay, well, it's Friday before Labor Day, so it happens sometimes. Before we go, then what we're going to do, Kim?
Yeah.
All right. So, because I have answers to everyone's immigration questions, but they don't have any today. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Kim, or not. Okay, but we had sent you out on the street.
Me? Wait.
Yes.
What?
Are you aware of this?
I had no idea.
Sometimes we send Kim on the street just to go make some money, but this time, no, we don't do that.
That's not what we do.
But this time, no, but this time we didn't send you out on the street to make money. We sent you out on the street to go interview people.
Yes.
To see if average American citizens, or just your average New Yorker, we don't know if they're Americans or not, we don't ask, but your average New Yorker, you do ask.
Yeah.
Or you don't ask.
I ask if they live in New York, not if they are from New York.
So we find average New Yorkers on the street.
Right.
And we ask them if they would be prepared for a Stokes interview. Now, most of them say, what? Huh? What's a Stokes interview?
What's that?
That's the interview. That's the interview where they separate you into two different rooms, the husband and wife, and they ask you intimate personal questions about your relationships to see if it's a real marriage, or that if somebody got paid to get someone a green card.
Yeah.
Now, these Stokes interviews are really hard to pass. Ask Tamika Nelson. And because she did a Brad-a-fide marriage on our show when we first started.
She did.
Which is still one of my favorite episodes.
Amazing.
Yes. That even the most in-love couples sometimes need to be a little prepared for the Stokes interview.
Yeah.
So we sent you back out on the streets, Belgium Kim.
We
you remember this?
I do.
I remember doing this.
It's starting to, it was fuzzy at first, but I'm starting to remember.
Okay, back. To see if American-born couples would be able to pass the Stokes interview test in what we call our Brad-a-fide marriage segment. Let's watch.
Hey Brad Squad, it's Belgium Kim, and we are back out on the streets looking for couples to pass the Brad-a-fide marriage test. When someone is filing for their spouse, they can often get separated into what's called a Stokes interview, which is when they're gonna ask questions, the exact same set of questions to both people and find out how they match up. We are gonna do the exact same thing in another edition of Brad-a-fide marriage. Let's see who our lucky couple is. We are here with Sarah and Randall. Sarah and Randall, I'm going to separate you guys.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
I will.
Who usually wakes up first in the morning?
I do. I think I do.
I do.
Every morning?
Work mornings.
Every morning?
Most of the time, I do.
Not the weekends, though.
Do you usually shower at night or in the morning, would you say?
I say at night. I shower at nighttime, typically, and he typically showers in the morning.
Do you usually shower at night or in the morning, Randall?
Both. She showers both also.
Do you guys have a restaurant that's like your restaurant?
No, we don't.
We don't. Specifically, no. Is he going to say that same thing, Sarah?
Maybe picante, some Mexican food?
Okay.
Maybe.
Favorite restaurant is typically Ruth Chris.
What's Randall's favorite food?
This is a hard one.
Burgers, pizza, burritos. But if I could choose, I'm going to say a cheeseburger.
I would say steak. He likes steak. He likes his ribeye.
What is your favorite food?
Mexican food, tacos.
Okay. And Randall, what does he drink in the morning?
He drinks green tea.
I drink water and yeah. No, I don't. What do I drink? I drink a lot of things. It depends on what morning.
What do you think that Sarah drinks in the morning?
She drinks coffee at work.
Does she put anything in her coffee?
Maybe some sugar. How about that? A little bit of sugar.
I drink black coffee.
Okay.
Straight. No sugar.
What's the last movie you guys watched together?
Last movie we watched together. Oh man, I don't have a great memory.
It's a hard one. Like in a movie theater or just anywhere?
Does it matter? Because we're on a plane and we watch different movies. So would that count? Or are you talking like movie theater or we're talking about at home?
Any movie, anywhere.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. What was it? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, sorry. I'm in a brain fart right now.
You're good.
Damn. That's a tough question.
It was a movie off Netflix. I forgot the name.
What was it about?
It was about what is that lady in the movie? Taraji Henson's in it.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
And she loses all her money and stuff. Acrimony. Yeah.
Now, Randall, the clock's winding down.
The last movie we watched together was Rampage. Yeah.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, she fell asleep during it, so she might not remember, but yeah.
How far in did she fall asleep? Like, did we get past credits?
She probably fell asleep maybe 20 minutes into the movie.
Okay. How do you feel like you did,
I feel
Sarah?
very confident. I feel good. I feel positive.
We're gonna bring Sarah and Randall back together and see how they did, Brad Squad. I'm so excited.
I think we did all right.
I think we did really good.
Who usually wakes up first in the morning?
I think I do.
I do.
No. Well, because of work, but typically I wake up earlier on the weekends.
That's what I said. I said I wake up earlier during the weekday. She wakes up earlier on the weekends.
Okay. All right.
Sarah, I will say that you said every day, including weekdays. Unfortunately, we have those receipts. Every morning?
Most of the time. I do.
1 Randall, 0 Sarah.
It's not a competition
It's
between you two. When does Sarah usually shower, Randall?
Both. In the morning and at night.
When do you shower, Sarah?
Say at night, mostly. Yeah, I said night. Yes, I said night.
Sarah, when does Randall shower?
In the morning.
What did you say, Randall?
I said both.
Who is right?
Both of us.
Were we both right?
I
Or
mean,
he was right.
sometimes you do shower in the
It
morning.
depends. Yeah.
I always shower in the morning.
No, sometimes I don't.
You're in the shower before I leave to
No,
work.
sometimes I don't. Sometimes I shower the night before, so I
Oh,
can just get out of
okay,
bed and
okay.
put my clothes on.
All right.
What's your restaurant? Do you have one? And if you do, what is it?
Ruth Chris.
I said picante.
Oh, you did? I like that spot too.
Where do we go more often? Picante or Ruth Chris?
Let's say picante, but I like Ruth Chris.
Whatever she said.
But do you guys go to Ruth Chris a lot?
Not as often as we like.
But it's one of our favorites.
Yeah, sure.
Favorite food? Randall, what's your favorite food?
I said between burgers, pizza, and burritos, and then I picked. I picked burgers, but I like steak more than anything.
I said the same thing.
She said steak. This is the first time you mentioned steak, but she did say steak. She did say steak. She said steak.
Bye-bye.
Oh, see?
See?
Yep, exactly. There we go.
Oh my God, you guys.
Sweet.
What's Sarah's favorite food?
I'm gonna say steak also.
I said tacos.
She did say Mexican food.
I was wrong then.
What do you guys drink in the morning and how do you take it? Sarah?
I said coffee, black, no sugar.
Nope.
Nope. Not a single packet of sugar.
Nope.
Nope.
Straight black.
Does she put anything in her coffee?
Maybe some sugar.
Sarah, what does Randall drink in the morning?
I said green tea, I would say.
He did not mention green tea, I'll be real.
Oh, no.
I used to drink green tea a lot.
Yeah, I remember
with honey.
that. With honey, right?
Yeah, for
That's
my allergies.
That's why.
What? Why did you fall off the green tea wagon? You're tripping Sarah up here.
I don't know.
But you like your black coffee too.
Yeah.
With me.
It's true. He did say he drinks coffee when he
Black
goes
coffee.
to work. And water. What's the last movie we watched together?
Acrimony. Wasn't it?
I think you're right.
I was right.
I thought it was Rampage. But you fell asleep during that movie.
because you weren't really watching it at all.
I think you're right. You're right. It was acrimony. It was acrimony. She's better at this than I am.
You didn't get a ton of questions right, but it just goes to show how hard these questions can be, even though you don't realize it.
Exactly, they are.
Thank you so much, you guys. So Sarah and Randall got every single question wrong. Although we know that they are absolutely a real couple, they would have never passed a Stokes interview, which shows why it's so important to know the answers to every little question that they're gonna ask you, or in Randall and Sarah's case, at least a question. Until next time, Brad Squad.
All right, they were absolutely clueless. They would have both maybe been arrested for fraud. Certainly, whoever was getting the green card would have been put in deportation. I'm telling you the truth.
I know. But
Such a stupid interview.
I love them so much. Like, they were very obviously together. They were very obviously like very in love, but kind of halfway through we were comparing answers. The vibe was shifting a little bit, and they started to get legitimately a little bit peeved at each other, I think. So
Right.
I was like, okay. I think we may have
Well, I hope we didn't end their relationship right there.
we should have gotten the breakup on
Get home, they
camera.
start fighting, right?
Yeah, Sanke White was like, yeah, I mean, a lot of people were like, do they even live together? Like, and they did. They've been living together for years.
They claim they did.
Yeah.
They claim they did.
Yeah, they were together for about 4 years, I think.
They were together for 4 years?
Yeah, no, it's been
I thought
years.
they just met 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no. They've been together for years, Brad. They've been together
that's
for
so funny.
years, yeah.
So funny. Meanwhile, I just want to remind everybody, Belgium Kim,
Yes.
that even though our Brad Show Live
Yeah,
will not be on next week,
correct.
we are going to be back on Monday, September 10th, our regular Brad Show Lives, 5:30, which means 5:40 Brad Show time.
Mm-hmm.
That if you subscribe to YouTube, I promise everyone who is a subscriber on YouTube, Jonathan, Belgium Kim, you're going to be in Belgium, but Jonathan and I next week will come on and do 2 pop-up shows at unannounced times next week for about 20, 30, anywhere about 30, 35-minute pop-up shows only on YouTube. So if you subscribe to YouTube, you will be able to catch our pop-up shows next week. Our real, regular, scheduled Brad Show Live shows on Facebook, our 2-hour shows on Facebook and YouTube, will be back on Monday, September 10th. Also, check us out on Instagram at Brad Show Live all of next week, because we're going to be replaying some of our most favorite scenes, our most favorite questions, our most favorite segments from Brad Show Live, and you can watch it all on Instagram at Brad Show Live, so please follow us there as well. I didn't remind anybody, because I assume they all know already, that they got to share. Unless they just think they're just going to share just for Dunkin' Donuts.
Right, like you guys think you're off the hook?
I got to wave a donut in front of everybody to share? Or do you think they can do it without it?
I think they can do it without it. I have faith. Yesterday restored my faith in the Brad Squad and the circle of trust that we have
And
built.
Natalie Nichols did say she did share, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And everyone else who did share. Where are we at with sharing, by the way, at this point?
Let's take a look. The last time I looked at it, it was a kind of miserable showing, Brad. Right now, we have 52 shares.
52 shares.
5, 2.
Yeah. Sophia Gray says I look tired and sleepy. That's why they say it's time for vacation. But we will get through it all today. Don't worry, I'm okay. So let's go answer your immigration questions. How's that?
Absolutely. Do we want to get answers again? No, we're getting answers. It's fine. Call with your immigration questions. Hey!
There we go. There we go.
Oh,
all right, what do we got?
We've got Jerome in Silver Spring, Maryland.
Hello.
Hey, don't worry, I'm okay.
Hello.
Let's go get your immigration questions. How's that? I'm not hearing
Hello?
Jerome, turn
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
turn down your
turn something down, then turn up
Okay, I'm hearing you now.
something else. All right, let's move on.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Okay. Couldn't hear him, Brad?
No, I don't hear him.
Ah, okay. Let's give Natalie a try. Oh, I'm going to be telling you what Jerome's question is because you're not going to be able to hear the callers.
I don't hear the callers.
Right. So I'm going to
in the magic of technology, we are in the 1960s.
Right, exactly. Okay, well, let's talk to Jerome and I'll tell you what his question is. Jerome, Brad is listening. What's your question?
I have my question.
Got it. Ready. What is it?
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out, can you file for your citizens before you actually receive your 10-year green cards in your hand?
Ah, can you file for your citizenship before you receive your 10-year green card in your hand, Brad?
You can if you've been a conditional resident for 3 years, but you better be prepared to do your proof that it is a real marriage with your spouse. They're going to really give you the ringer of an interview. So you better have joint tax returns. And I would only suggest doing it if you also share children and it's obviously a real bona fide loving marriage. I think, Kim, we're better off since I'm not able to hear the questions that anybody on hold, Jill, if you can just ask them to leave their questions on social media.
Yes.
And I think we'll have an easier time doing it that way.
I think you're right, Brad.
All right. So why don't we do something that we like to call here at Brad Show Live, social media check-in. Maybe we'll do it.
Okay.
All right, what do we got?
Our first question is from Chantal, and Chantal says, if I have a B1 visa and I'm in the U.S. on vacation and fell in love with this guy, but my 6 months is almost up, what do I do if he wants to file for me?
Get married and then file an adjustment. All good.
Aw, vacation love. Congrats,
All good.
Chantal.
All good. All good.
Jojo on YouTube says, my 360 is approved and I was advised to file my 485. Now, can I include my sons in filing for my I-485? My son's 2-year green cards are expired.
You don't need to include them. They need to remove the conditions of their permanent residence. They need to file I-751s. So if you got your I-360 approved, their I-751 should be easily approved.
Ali Boo Harris wants to know, would it be a problem to file the I-130 and the adjustment of status at the same time and then the work permit gets done after?
Say that again?
So would it be a problem to file an I-130 and the adjustment of status at the same time and then the work permit would get done after that?
You can do that. You can file an I-130 adjustment. You don't have to do the work permit at the same time, but why would you do that? It doesn't cost you anything to pay for the work permit, to file the work permit, so just file it all together. There's no benefit to waiting to file the work permit.
Right. Kevin Jordan.
If it cost additional money, yeah, then I understand, but it doesn't cost 1 penny more. So all it does is 10 minutes of your time in filling out a form.
And do it all together. Perfect.
Yeah.
Kevin Jordan on YouTube said, how long does it take for a green card holder to send for his wife?
About 2.5 years.
Permanand wants to know, could the applicant's derivative beneficiary, who's a minor and out of status, adjust the status together with the applicant who is a mother?
If an out of status, say it again.
So hold on, I have a feeling like he just put second question, but I didn't see a first question. So the question is, can the applicant's derivative beneficiary, who's a minor and out of status, adjust the status together with the applicant if the applicant is mom?
Yes, if the mom is eligible to adjust, then the derivative is eligible to adjust.
Aha. We've also got a question from, sorry, my computer's going crazy here. Tito, who said, how many years, if a parent is permanent resident green card holder, does it take to petition for an adult single daughter?
That's 7.
Ron Adams said, my sister met her boyfriend 4 months ago. They met once and now they've decided to get married. Could the BF file for her K1 visa? My sister's in the Philippines and she got denied a tourist visa 4 different times. Is there going to be an impact if her boyfriend now files a K1?
As long as she wasn't denied for fraud, it won't be an impact because on a tourist visa, you have a non-immigrant intent, which means you have to show you're going back to the Philippines. On a K-1, you don't have a non-immigrant intent. You have an immigrant intent. You're coming to get your green card.
Right.
So unless there was some sort of fraud or criminal issues, she should get it approved as long as it's a real marriage.
Got it.
Or it will be a real marriage.
Pipo Felipe said, my wife filed a petition for my daughter's...
Pipo Felipe?
Pipo Felipe.
Okay.
Pipo Felipe on the YouTubes wants to know, my wife filed a petition...
On the YouTubes.
The YouTubes. That's how I like to call it. The Facebooks and the YouTubes. My wife filed a petition for my daughters under 21. Both of their applications were approved because they're twins. I'm supposed to call USCIS to ask what's next, or do they contact me?
The I-130 was approved, and what happened next?
Well, that's the thing. The I-130 was approved, and they don't know what happens next, so they're wondering...
Where are these twins?
We don't know where the twins are.
Well, if the twins are in another country, the I-130 there should be on the I-130. It should say your file's being transferred to the National Visa Center.
Okay.
And then you got to wait. You follow up with the National Visa Center 8 weeks after the approval. If the twins are in America, then it's not being transferred to the National Visa Center. You got to know to file an adjustment application. It's going to be all on you.
Got it. We've got a question from Lucy who said, I got approved for an I-130 last year for my first interview, and I got a second interview for my I-485 green card. And the officer asked a couple of questions, and it seemed like everything was okay. And he told me, I'll answer you in a couple of weeks or a month. It's now been over 50 days and no answer yet. Why do you think it's taking so long for them to give me an answer?
I don't know, but you usually should wait about 4 months. Don't freak out till after 4 months.
Okay. Catalina said, I'd like to bring my sister here in the States, her son. I'd like to bring my sister to the States. Her son is a U.S. citizen, and he's living with me, but her mother couldn't be together because he's waiting to become 21 before he petitions for her. She has a U.S. citizen boyfriend, but so far it's not at marriage level yet. So what does she do? Do they wait for the son to turn 21? Does she go ahead?
Well, it depends on how old the son is. If the son's 5 years old, you're not going to wait another 16 years for the son to turn 21.
Right.
If the son's 20 and it's going to be 21 in 6 months, then wait till the son's 21.
Now, if the
I don't know how old the son is.
If the son is younger, would it be better for her sister just to file for her?
No, because it's still going to be about 12, 15 years.
Oh, man. Nick said, I received a request for initial evidence because I failed to include W-2s in the affidavit of support form. Now I've been asked to provide a list of many things. Could I submit just pay stubs and W-2s given that I cannot get an employment letter? We've been getting a lot of these questions where people are unable to get employment letters lately.
Yeah, because employers don't want to come out and say they're hiring someone out of status. Or if this is a U.S. citizen, then I don't know why you wouldn't be able to get an employment letter. Yeah, pay stubs would be fine.
And that's all we got for right now.
Okay, all right. So in July, there was an event called Kids Take a Stand, and it swept the country.
Yeah.
Children and families hosted 112 lemonade stands across the country to raise awareness of the separation of migrant families and raise funds to speed up their safe reunification. This was basically the families on the border who were being separated. The movement was sponsored by Lawyer Moms of America, which was just created in June of 2018. It has grown to over 20,000 followers, or very close to it. And it was grown out of the fact that Trump was separating families at the border, and these lawyer moms who are home, they were mothers and lawyers, says enough is enough. So I spoke with Tova Kopen, a co-founder of Lawyer Moms of America. Tova joined me to discuss the proactive and focus group and their efforts to help the families on the border. Let's watch.
Tova Kopen is a co-founder of Lawyer Moms of America, an organization just created in June 2018 by lawyer moms who could not tolerate the separation of migrant children from their families by the U.S. government. The group has grown in numbers very quickly, with almost 18,000 members and counting. In July, the group sponsored Kids Take a Stand, in which children and families hosted 112 lemonade stands across the country to raise awareness of these migrant families and raise funds to speed up their safe reunification. Tova is with me today to discuss the group and their efforts. Welcome, Tova. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So tell me about the first action you took. You hand-delivered an open letter to members of Congress demanding an end to family separation and detention. You handed one to congressmen in 49 different states. How did you accomplish all of that? How did you hand the same letter to congressmen in 49 different states? What was in that letter, and what was involved in writing that letter? You know, you have so many people in the organization. Did one person write and just say good, or you had to, was it a group effort? Tell me about this letter.
You know, for us, we recognize that a lot of this is, I don't want to say out of the hands of Congress, but it's an executive order. So there are steps that Congress could take, but still what we needed to do and what we really wanted to do was continue the awareness and keep it going. And that has always been our goal. We did have more luck getting in front of the members of Congress, their staff that were Democrats, but we saw Republicans. We received letters back. We received letters in support. Even Susan Collins in Maine wrote a letter stating, this is what we're doing. This is, and she's a Republican and saying, we're working in the Senate to stop this. These are the initiatives we're trying to do. So,
what did you say in the letter?
We essentially outlined the fact that as lawyers, we had a responsibility to uphold the Constitution. We are moms and lawyers, and we do not get bored easily. So we aren't going to forget about the issue. We don't find that until every single child is reunited that there has been sufficient completion or execution of the order that the judge had. We feel that there are still 565 children that remain separated. And so we did have some, response. Obviously, Congress hasn't done much yet.
Well, there's still 583, and there's several thousand that have been reunited. Has your organization ever talked about what the long-term health effects are for these children? It's one thing to strip kids away from their parents, but is there anything that the government that you're aware of is going to do to monitor these children to make sure that they're not emotionally scarred for the rest of their lives?
I'm not aware of anything that the government plans to do. As far as I can tell, the government doesn't even think they have a real duty to reunify these children with their families. They'd prefer someone else took care of that. We did have an accompanying letter that we took that was from a physician's group, a physician's mom group to be specific, that really addressed some of the health concerns, because there's long-term both physical and psychological concerns.
So besides advocating for kids to be back with their parents, does your organization do anything to help the children find the parents who are separated? Or are you saying that's just totally the government? Or are you doing anything to help the families that have been reunited?
So we have worked closely throughout this time with a project called Project Corazon. And Project Corazon is a connection. There's KIND is involved, the Lawyers for Good Government, American Immigration Council, and their goal is to provide legal services to the families to assist getting the families reconnected. We've raised over $50,000 to support Project Corazon. And what they needed, as we've seen time and time again, lawyers have stepped up. They volunteered hours. They volunteered their efforts to help, whether it was the immigration ban or whether it's this. But you can only do so much with volunteers. You need volunteer coordinators. You need computers. In the Dilley Detention Center, the water isn't safe to drink, right? So lawyers who come down have to bring their own bottled water. And so we've both raised money to support getting volunteer coordinators involved, to get volunteer coordinators able to, and supervising attorneys, so that they are able to really use all the volunteer attorneys that are there to help. We've also, because we have this group of almost 18,000 and it's on Facebook, we're able to say, all right, well, they need 7 laptops, or they need Post-it notes and, things like that. And we throw an Amazon wish list in our group, and it's filled within a day with laptops and bottled water and whatever they need. So we've done things like that. We've also tried as best we can to facilitate miles. So if there are parents on one side of the country and they need to get to the other side of the country to see their children, we've had, I believe, I want to say almost 5 million miles have been collected.
Wow. This is actually the first I'm hearing about this, but you know a lot more than I do about what's going on there. After the government says, okay, we're going to reunite the families, they don't pay for their transportation to reunite them. They say, best of luck, your kid's in New York, you're in California, go find them?
So they're supposed to. They've been ordered to. And I think I don't want to overspeak what they aren't doing. I think in some cases they certainly have. But there are certainly enough instances where we've needed to collect the miles and figure out ways to connect families or help people get on buses.
Wow.
And to be perfectly honest, we are not necessarily the group that is showing up at a bus station. But maybe what we're doing is we have a lawyer that contacts us from from an organization, and we can put them in touch with boots on the ground, right? So there are already fantastic groups that have been around for decades supporting the immigration efforts. And it is not our goal to replace what they're doing or supersede what they're doing. It's our goal in the position that we're in that we can connect resources and we can connect people to what they need. And the fact is that many of the people that are trying to be reunited, their first friendly face might be their attorney.
One of the fundraisers you did, though, was a lemonade stand, right?
Yes.
And there were lemonade stands all over the United States. How did that come about? And how many lemonade stands were there? How much did you raise in these lemonade stands?
Yeah, so I want to say about $35,000 we've raised from the lemonade stand. Wow. We had already started a fundraiser in July, which is how we got our $50,000, over $50,000 at this point. One of the members of the group, her name's Jasmine, she's in California, and she said, what if we had a lemonade stand? The lemonade stand, we had 112 of them in 37 states. And what ended up happening, which was even better than we imagined, was people would pool their lemonade stands together. So one town might have a lemonade stand at a farmer's market where a ton of families got together. So it was, I think, even more exciting than we had hoped. Maxine Waters came. There were a few actors and actresses that sort of popped in. We had a few mentions online. And kids get it. In their world, America and the United States is still a really amazing place, and it totally makes sense that people would want to come to our country. And so the idea that we wouldn't welcome them and share, right, basic things that you learn as a child is really hard for them to fathom. The fact of the matter is, if the children that were being separated from their parents were sweet little cute blonde kids that are having a lemonade stand that you love and they're your neighbor, it wouldn't happen.
Correct.
It wouldn't even happen.
Wouldn't be a
but
thought.
Because they have convinced our country somehow that these people are some sort of other, that they don't belong here.
Something less desirable than you and I, which is
right.
Which is not true because we're all humans. That's what they have convinced them.
And so what we hoped, and I think we did with the Kids Take a Stand, was we were able to put a face to this that maybe, I picture some of the signs, and it's a little kid with a sign that says, kids need their mommies, or mommies need their kids. And that's putting a different face that maybe someone can relate to. And I hate to think that that's something that we have to do.
If you're a man, can you join this?
So our thought is, it is founded by lawyer moms. We are welcoming to everyone, but we want to keep our eye on the ball of the legality and constitutionality of this practice, and also the fact that it just goes against human decency. And we think that those are lawyer and mom traits. So lawyermomsofamerica.com. We have a Facebook page, Lawyer Moms of America on Twitter, and we are certainly not done. We are preparing our next initiative for the fall. We want to engage with as many people as possible in the fall. We recognize that in November, there's a rather big election coming up. And so we are working towards not getting involved in a partisan way, but we want to work on educating people so that they know when they vote, if they're voting for someone who supports, really a humane immigration reform, making sure that there isn't family detention, or someone who doesn't.
Well, you're doing a wonderful job, and I really, really, really commend you for really doing all you have done in just one summer. I mean, this sounds like an entire career that you put together in 90 days. It's amazing. You've got people in from every state visiting their congressmen with letters and sit-downs and lemonade stands everywhere. So fabulous, fabulous job. You're not just saying it's wrong, you're doing something about it, and I commend you for that.
Thank you so much. If I could just say one thing, there's a lot of really amazing people doing a lot of work that's pretty impressive.
I would agree with that. Do you have an American dream?
I do. I guess if I had a dream for America, I don't know if that's exactly the question, but I think that many of us have a belief of what the United States is. And I think over the last few years, we've realized that what we think it is and what it really is isn't necessarily the same. And so my dream, at least for our country and for my children, is that we can and they can help make America into what we hope it is, what maybe we were raised that it is, this amazing place, welcoming to everyone, land of the free, that we can actually turn the country into that.
Oh, yeah, I second that. Thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
All righty. Tova Kopen from Lawyer Moms of America. Very cool story. I mean, it's amazing that she did it all in 90 days.
Yeah, that is unbelievable.
I mean, it was like a career in 90 days. It was crazy.
Right.
What she's done so far.
Exactly. Like, she's set up an entire charitable organization from 0 to 60.
Right, and has like 20,000 followers.
Right.
People going to congressmen in the state. I mean, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
But fantastic job, and it was very interesting.
Absolutely.
So that was very interesting that the government's saying they're putting families together. They're just releasing them, and then telling them to go find your own family.
I don't understand. There are still, and to this day, the deadline has long passed, and there are still so many families that have no idea.
They don't even know. They don't know where to find them.
Right. They don't even know. I was reading something the other day. Some of these kids aren't old enough to verbalize what their last name is, and like, how are you ever supposed to find that parent?
I don't know. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing.
Yes, it is.
What they did.
Yes, it is.
We have any social media questions?
We sure do, Brad. David Gabriel wants to know. My mom is a citizen. Her daughter has so I'm assuming David's sister is a citizen. The daughter has a B1, B2 visa. If mom files for daughter, can daughter still come visit regularly? Daughter is 25.
She can always try to come visit, but you always run into the risk that at the airport they're saying you're coming to live.
Right.
So that risk is a little higher.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly you're allowed to use a visitor's visa to visit and go home.
Chantal has another question. She said, I want to get married. Do I get married before the 6 months are up, or do I go home and then get married on a K-1?
No. On the K-1?
I believe that was... Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Chantal found vacation love. Just kidding.
Okay. Vacation love, if you're here more than 90 days, you get married in America and file your adjustment application in America. You're not going home.
Marge Higgs Glama says,
Yes.
I'm asking for an acquaintance. She wants to know how she can get her I-94. She has a lawyer, and 4 weeks ago, she retained him about 4 weeks ago, and they're wondering, it has not, and they're saying that it has not come back yet. About how long does an I-94 usually take?
Months.
Months and months. So not crazy.
Months. No.
We have, I feel like
You feel this, you're missing something.
I feel like I'm missing a question. There we go, Ruthie Independent Cutie. I knew I got you.
Okay.
Ruthie wants to know, can you apply for a state ID with the affidavit of support and a AOS. That could have been either one. Sorry. Can you apply for a state ID with the AOS and the biometric receipt?
No, you need the work permit.
I never know whether it's going to be affidavit of support or adjustment of status. The AOS always throws.
Either one, you need either. It doesn't matter. Either way,
Oh.
you need a work permit. All right. So a while back, I had spoken to Brittany Santa Croce. She's an American-born singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Whose love of Latin music. You remember her?
I do. I do.
And she loves Latin music and Latin culture, and it propelled her to create the Latin Project, an album of purely Spanish songs. Now the thing with her is that she doesn't speak Spanish, yet she just put together an entire album of Spanish songs. So she joined me to discuss how a Caucasian American woman crossed over into the Latin music genre, even singing Spanish songs before she even spoke Spanish. Let's watch. Brittany Santa Croce, she's an American-born singer-songwriter whose love of Latin music and culture propelled her to create the Latin Project, an album purely of Spanish songs, despite the fact that she's a born American without any Spanish heritage. She's joining me today to discuss how she, as a Caucasian American woman, how she's crossed over into the Latin music genre, even singing Spanish songs in Spanish before she even spoke the language. Brittany, welcome. Tell us about your music projects. Give us a little bit background.
Well, I've been a musician since 2011 professionally. I've been playing guitar and singing my whole entire life, though. I have a band with my family that was an indie pop band. We sing 5-part harmony.
Right.
And we've done that for quite a few years. We've traveled around to Nashville to do a couple of recordings down there. And then after my family's band sort of took a little break, I started the project with singing the songs in Spanish that are both covers and originals that I've written.
How did you develop the love of the language of Spanish and the culture? And did you wake up one morning and say, hey, Latin music, Spanish music, that's where the money is? Or, did you wake up one morning and say, this is my love? How did this all happen?
I am originally from Long Island, New York, and I had grown up with a bunch of Spanish friends down there. I worked in a leather store owned by a Colombian family. And so I had been involved in the community in New York for a while to begin with. I had listened to the music and fell in love with it instantaneously. And as well as the other parts of the culture, the music, the food, the dancing, and the families too, because I felt the Spanish families were very similar to the way I grew up with my family.
So now you're working on something called the Latin Project. What phase are you in? Tell me about, what is this project? Is it an album? Is it a series of albums? Tell me what this is.
It's basically just me moving over from my family's band who had taken a little break into my Latin, focusing on my Latin music. So we have recorded a single, our first single, in Colombia. That was some of the photos that you're seeing up there. That was the video, and the music was recorded in Cali, Colombia. And then as of last year, we had our second single come out, which was La Raza. And this year we just released our third single called Parte de Mi, which is basically talks about my life and why I'm doing this and how why it's involved with both my American culture and the Spanish culture as well.
Now, when you went to Cali, Colombia, what was the draw to go to Colombia versus going to Honduras or going to Argentina or Peru?
First of all, my husband is from Colombia.
Okay.
So he was from a neighboring town, and there it is.
Yeah.
The song was, we co-wrote it, and it's a song about the Feria de Cali, which is a big giant salsa festival in the city. So obviously we had to go to Cali to do the video. And the kids in the video are a dance team out of Cali that competes.
Now, you wrote a song called La Varza, The Race. Can you sing some of it a cappella for us?
Quiero darte esperanza Antes de contarte mis sueños, acariciarte las manos, después que acaricias el campo, quiero darte mi voz para que grites por siempre que mereces un espacio y levantes la frente. Quiero, mi hermano, contarte por siglos y a tu cultura, mi cielito lindo.
Very good. So now, what is it actually you're singing about? It was beautiful. That was fantastic. What is it? And you have a beautiful voice. What is it that you're singing about?
Basically, I'm singing in solidarity with the community. I want to show support, show love. The lyrics basically say I want to give you hope. So you can, it's sort of a rough translation, but hope that you can, and give you my voice so you can cry out sort of like in pride. Keep your head up, and you deserve a space or a spot here.
And basically a song for hope for immigrants.
Exactly. And the lyrics also say, like, welcome, you're welcome into my home, into my life.
Why did you feel that this was an important topic for you as a Caucasian, white, American-born citizen of the United States to sing about?
It's always been a kind of a big thing for me since I was a teenager, because I had a lot of friends where I grew up who they either were here escaping from some sort of gang threat, and others who were trying to help family members, their mothers and their sisters back home. And I always looked at it, even though a lot of people looked at it in a way that, maybe they shouldn't be here, I always looked at it in a way that, how can that be a bad, how can you condemn somebody that's here for, for someone else? They're not, it's a selfless act in one way, trying to take care of someone else.
How has the Latin American community, I mean, you're basically an outsider, how have they embraced your songs and your lyrics? Has there been a positive, or has there been some negative things saying, who's this woman singing about immigration? She's never lived it. How dare she, co-opt my life and my struggles? What kind of reaction have you gotten? I guess positive and negative, or mostly positive? I mean, I would think it would be positive, but you never know.
I have to say I've really not gotten almost zero negative. Of course, a little bit. Everybody does. But it was something I was actually worried about to begin with, because I was like, the whole appropriation concept and everything, and I was not sure. I was like, how much should I push this? I don't want to look like I'm, trying to be, I don't know, all up in the spotlight or something. Right. But the reaction has been really, really, really positive, and people, I've gained a lot of good relationships and friendships through this, and I'm very, very, very happy and honored and humbled.
Is there any other song you would like to sing a cappella for us? Other song that you love, and tell us a little bit about it quickly before we let you go?
In an original Spanish or in English?
Original in Spanish.
Original in Spanish. All right. Well, the one with the video, that's from Cali, it goes, así es como se siente, se goza, así es como se prende la cosa, somos la alegría, en masas que nota estar aquí, en la capital de la salsa.
Before I let you leave, and thank you very much for coming on our show, and thank you very much for watching and being an avid viewer. I appreciate it. Do you have an American dream? We always ask everybody.
My American dream is to be a role model for both my kids in the world, to make culture a really big part of their life and my life, to be deeply rooted and involved in community has always been a big one for my family.
Well, Brittany Santa Croce, congratulations. Best of luck on your career and the upcoming albums. Congratulations. When you win your Grammy, please remember us and come back.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right, Kim. So we have any straggling? That was Brittany Santa Croce. She has a really beautiful voice, but do we have any last-second immigration questions before we get going?
We have just one last one. Chantal, who is in vacation love, wants to know exactly what form she's going to need to file once they adjust that status.
The I-130, I-45, I-130A, I-864, I-765, I-131. All right. Before we go, I just want to remind everybody we're going to be off next week.
Yep.
We all need a much-needed vacation, the entire team. A lot of people are off to different parts of the world. We will be doing a pop-up show on YouTube at least twice next week.
Yeah.
I promise everybody at least 2 pop-up shows on YouTube. We will come back with lots of energy next week. I'll be with Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. So please subscribe to YouTube if you want to get the notification when our pop-up show will be. I am sure also we will be nice to the squad and also probably announce it on the Brad Squad group Facebook page as well. Because we're nice. We love the squad. Nice. Also, please follow Instagram Brad Show Live if you don't do so already. You will see the best ofs all week next week. Our favorite segments broken down. It'll be really fun. It's Belgium Kim's personal selections, her own playlist. And finally, if you do not follow and subscribe to us on Brad Show Live on Facebook, please do so. That's where we have most of our viewers, and you can always join the Brad Squad. People always ask, how do you join the Brad Squad? All you got to do is ask.
That's all you got to do.
And with that, Belgium Kim, what do we have for comments of the day?
So there's just one, and it's going to be Vakisha Taylor on YouTube, who is sending us off with a bang, Brad. Vakisha said, Brad, this is why you're so successful. You have the heart of gold. Love you, boo. On behalf of myself and the rest of the Brad Squad, we all appreciate you and your company
very nice.
so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. Everyone have a great Labor Day weekend and stay safe. I will miss everybody next week, but we will definitely pop up. We will be back for a full live Brad Show Live on Monday, September 10th at 5:30. Be there or be square. And until then, everybody be safe, be great. And have a wonderful, wonderful Labor Day weekend if you're celebrating that in the United States of America. Be well. Goodbye.
So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?